Well, I feel like I might be cheating a little bit here because my three technologies are three clusters of technology. And the first one I want to start with is the cluster of technologies that come under the heading of e-learning. And I want to kick off just with a few reasons why that might be a good thing. But I do want to add a reality check because we may not, all of us, be ready for e-learning just at this stage. So I'm just waiting for the slide to form, and I've got it there, and we're all prepared and ready to go. So why do it? What are some of the reasons? There are good educational reasons for adopting e-learning, but there are also very, very good personal reasons. We all know that in sport that optimizing face-to-face time is special. I mean, I think in any sport education, the face-to-face component is absolute gold. And that may sound paradoxical in the context of talking about technology. And e-learning helps us to do that. It also helps to spread the quality evenly. It's very good, e-learning is very good at providing multiple perspectives on a particular topic. For example, it might be the role of the coach, and we can, by using the technology creatively, look at a coach view, a administrator's view, a parent's view, a player's view, and we can do that with different design elements. And we can also bring to the screen things that might be difficult in some courses. For example, a well-produced video that we can share with everybody. So a few educational reasons there, and then some good personal reasons. And you can see that guy on the right there. You know, everybody's heard anytime, any place, any pace. And e-learning definitely allows us to do that. And as Peter and Keith have just mentioned, more and more on any device, particularly mobile or personal devices. So I think for many, what it enables us to do is make the most of the face-to-face and in fact reduce the time of face-to-face courses. And for people in regional areas, that may be the difference between having to take accommodation overnight and be able to do a short one-day course. So those are some of the pluses, but if you could move to the next screen, I want to ask the question, are you ready? Like, are you really, really ready for this? E-learning requires large numbers. So if you're thinking about starting with a level 3 course that you do every couple of years, and you perhaps have 15 people enrolled, I would suggest think again. So that's, it's a numbers game, and with big upfront costs, the development costs, we would have to say, are larger than traditional developments, print-based courses. And they're of greater complexity as well. You need a team of people. You'll need the instructional designer, the graphics person, the geeky person, the subject matter expert, and a whole bunch of people. Once you've got the courseware, you've got to host it so that you can deliver it, so people can register, enroll, participate in the course, print out a certificate, do assessments, and so forth. And then an organisation, sporting or otherwise, has to be really clear about whose role. Can they tag somebody to assist with the development of that course? Okay, I know you pay a consultant, but you can't get out of the fact that somebody within the organisation will need to be there as well. And then later on when the course is up and running. And then finally, do you have a budget line for this? Do you have the dollars, and do you have the CEO support and the board support? Sometimes we see situations where people will come in all enthusiastic and they really haven't addressed some of those broader organisational considerations. So, Peter, if you could move to the next one. As you can see from this slide, it may not be for everyone just yet, just yet. But if you do say, yes, I'm ready to rock and roll, I have considered the things you've just said, then you'll see in the next slide, which on my computer is just reforming, there are some real pluses. We can do small in-house revisions, replace some text, perhaps there's a new rule change or a new rule or some new legislation, or we want a different picture. We can, with e-learning, reach a large audience. Delivery is relatively economical, particularly when you have numbers. And for a lot of the courses, of course not for all of the courses, but for a lot of the courses, the machine does the work. So while you're watching the footy or the netball or doing something else, then the machine is sort of working in the background and somebody's logged on at some ridiculous time, at 2 o'clock in the morning doing the course because that suits them. And the machine enables all of that to happen. So e-learning lets you, from an educational point of view, test yourself early in the learning. And what I mean by that, in traditional learning, what we're often confronted with are a lot of facts and figures and information and stuff to digest. And what we can do with e-learning is jump right in and have people try something. We can view things from different perspectives. It's a roll of the coach session, for example. So people can see things from different perspectives, perhaps a video or a photo essay where the learner is looking at a coach perspective, a player perspective, an official perspective, and so on. And we can do that particularly well in an e-learning context. And the other thing we can do is we can record not with all e-learning courses, but with a lot of e-learning courses, and certainly the one we're working on with the Sports Commission, people will be able to record things in a journal and review those early thoughts later. Because not everything in coaching is like 2 and 2 equals 4. When you're dealing with interactions between people, it's often a lot more nuanced. And to be able to kind of develop the learning over a period of time, to revisit that as you can with e-learning is a bit special. So if we move on, what I want to do, and when these next few slides come up, don't freak out because the writing is difficult to read. You're not meant to read the writing, it's really the concept. And I want to sort of exemplify the fact that it's not just about reading a whole lot of stuff, but it's about engaging the learner, getting them doing stuff. And this one example, it's from the Play by the Rules child protection course, and it's initially about behaviours. And so people watch a video, they see a range of behaviours, and then in the second screen, you don't need to be able to read all the fine detail, but they respond. Is it child safe? Is it perhaps unacceptable, or is it worse than that? So we're not hitting them with a lot of information. We're actually respecting that they come to the party with some experience. Now, they may not, from our perspective, hit the right answer, but we can take them on that journey and they can review that later. So, Peter, if you can show me the next one, and it's on a similar theme. This time, we're looking at the importance, again, in this child protection, this Play by the Rules course, of understanding other perspectives. And in this particular little bit of design, if we look at the picture on the left, it's the lady in the blue is a parent, and we've rolled the mouse over and she's come up, the others have greyed out, and then what we do is we get a parent's view. Now, I actually happened to put the role of the coach there. I meant to put on the second screen, it should say something about the parent, but I think you get the idea. By rolling your mouse over the different faces there, you get their perspective. So we get the multiple perspectives. Peter, the next one, and again, it's on a similar theme. And this time it's the fact that in any club or any sports situation, particularly in a coaching one, people will have a variety of expectations. And what we've done with this bit of design, and the designer is a instructional designer in Adelaide, what he's done here, we've highlighted the girl football player, and then what we do, if you look over to the right of your screen, you'll see up the top, we're looking at a perspective from the parent. So that's the lady in blue on the right. I hope I haven't lost you there, but I think what I'm trying to say here is here's a bit of learning design where the learner can get all of these different insights from different points of view. And then further down in the learning, and I finish my little spot with this slide here, is you do get a few bullet points. They haven't been completely outlawed for compliance reasons or sometimes for just the satisfaction of the learner. You do need to provide some facts and some figures and a little bit more information. But notice what we've done here. We've put this late in the learning and we've actually reduced the amount of it. And we've given the learners a lot of opportunity to try things and to do things and to have a go themselves. So thank you for that, Peter.